Hey guys, Creator Mom. So, I just wanted to come on and say that when I'm glad that in the relationship that I was in, that actually I didn't have many friends with him. Like, we didn't, go out together with other friends. We never did anything like that. I would say 90% of the time, it was me and my children, for the most part. And if he was there, he was mostly on the computer. But claims that he was there for the kids. We all know that's not the truth, because when he's there to work on his computer. And that's what he's doing for the most part. It is just so amazing how a narcissist can switch things up on you. Like, if when you mention that you're getting a divorce, they will switch things up so fast. With the situation I was in, he wanted to now go to church, right? We hadn't really went to church the 10 years, we were together, or 11 years, but as soon as divorce was on the table, it was like church was the first option. Like, he started going to church right away, wanted to take the kids to church and everything like that. So the religious manipulation became super clear. Although I already knew that he liked to use God for a way to be superior over me. Like, in the beginning of our relationship, he would say things like, I read the whole Bible, or I've been a Christian longer than you, so therefore he has, he's better than me, he has superiority to me, he knows more than me. And that really rubbed me the wrong way, because it doesn't really matter. I mean, you could be a Christian for a long time, and somebody could be a Christian for less than you, but still, God can give them a revelation or a knowledge that you don't have. Anyways, it was just him boasting in himself, really. So he decided that he was going to use God to manipulate me, to try to get me to change my mind. Basically using God as a tool for his purposes, which is, well, if you're not strong in who you are, you will definitely fall prey to that, because how could you resist somebody using these scriptures on you? And you know how we've interpreted them. Hey, divorce is wrong, period, right? So that's tough. Anyways, it was just amazing to see the flip of the switch. They will manipulate children also, and so when they're speaking this verbiage about the Bible and quoting scriptures, they will start saying things like, I'm with God, so they're with God, and the parent wanting divorce is not. Therefore, of course the children have to be on their side, because, oh boy, if the children aren't on dad's side, then that means we're not with God either, right? Or something to that effect. Anyways. But what I really wanted to say initially in this video is that I'm glad we didn't have friends together, because it's just the less amount of people that they have to do a smear campaign on you. But let me tell you, he still did it with the little, very tiny people that I have in my life, that he knows also. So all he knows, he only met one of my friends that I had before we got married, from church. Just one person. And I'll tell you what, we went back to where I lived in the beginning of our marriage, very, very, very beginning. Within the first year and a half, I would say. because I remember my firstborn was a baby. He was probably like 3 months old or something. So yeah. We got married very fast. So I know. Judge me for that. So yeah. He met my church friend one time when we went back. And I did not even know that he had her phone number. But he must have known that he was going to keep her number because he already knew the plan. He already knew the pattern, see? And I believe that that's why he kept her number. And the reason I believe that is because not one single time did he say throughout the whole 11 years, hey, let's go visit so-and-so back home where you live. Let's go visit your friend, see how she's doing. Or, hey, let's call her and see what's up with her. Never. Not one single time. Now, I had spoken to her, maybe a handful of times, in that 11 years. We didn't talk often at all. Very, very rarely. So as you can see, I had no real relationship with this person anymore. Although if she would have called me, we would have picked up like where we left off. You know what I'm saying? We were close like that spiritually. But we didn't talk at all. And he didn't have a relationship with her as far as I knew. And I didn't even know he had her phone number. Which is, it's concerning. You know what I'm saying? I don't even remember how he got her phone number. But he made sure to have it. Because I believe that he knew this day was going to come. And that he was going to use that. So I swear to goodness that as soon as divorce was mentioned, he contacted her right away. Because she's my church friend. And he knows what she's going to say. She's going to say, hey, divorce is wrong. Come on, you got to forgive. Work it out. Mind you, she doesn't know him at all. She never spoke to him in these 11 years that I was with him. She knew nothing really about our relationship because I had said nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? Everything that I experienced mostly silently. I didn't even know what I was experiencing was bad. Honestly. Like, that's how, I don't know, gaslit I am or was. That's how maybe little self-worth that I had. So, he contacted her a lot. And it's been like 9 months or 8 months since divorce was initiated, since I mentioned divorce, and since he started contacting her. And he's emailing her also. He'll forward me the emails that he sends her. And funny enough, he never forwards me responses from her. Maybe she gives no responses, or maybe, I don't know. But he is contacting her, having conversations with her about this situation, when the fact of the matter is he never spoke to her in 11 years, doesn't even know her. He's just using her as a pawn. They will grab on and to anybody. They'll take any person that'll be a flying monkey, I guess, anyone. Now, with his ex, it was worse because he also tried to smear campaign everyone that was on her side. Like her friend, her close friend, her father. He got a close friend of hers kicked out of the ministry. So now, this is why I'm glad that we didn't really know many together. So he's trying to brainwash my friend, which is fine. I mean, hey, if a friend is a friend, and they're connected with you spiritually, they should know you. You know what I'm saying? I don't even really care. It's just like, you're just gonna make yourself look like a fool, dude, you know? So anyways, who else did he contact? He's contacting my mother, which I advised her to just block him. I don't know if she did. She's an N-word too, but a different kind. There's like different variations of them. They're like a species. Hey, you got the covert, you got the overt, you got the altruistic, you got the fucking what is that other word? Oh god, all kinds of narcissists. There's all kinds. So they're just a whole species, the animals. Anyways, So I told her, advised her, block him. Hey, you block him, you don't have to hear one more word from him. You know what I'm saying? Who else? I think he knows better than to contact people that knew me, like my cousin, because she ain't gonna have it for shit. He'll try to talk to neighbors about me and where we lived. His story is that, and they create a story about you. You will try to speak to them based off facts, based off your experience. You know, like, hey, this is XYZ. You did this, and that. You neglected me in this, and that ways. And I'm trying to show you evidence as to why I think what I think. You're trying to speak to them logically, but they're not doing that. They fabricate stories. He's fabricating stories about me, saying that I have slept with someone, a swim teacher from my kids' swim lessons, and they just spit in your face because my kids are everything, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm with them 24/7 essentially. The only times I wasn't with my kids was when a few, you know, sometimes I'd go food shopping alone, but most of the times I would take my kids food shopping with me because I knew that I would have more work to do if I left them with him, in a way. So for him to say that I was having outer marital, you know, relationship, the things that he writes to me in emails are so loony that you would be like, what the hell? It's really crazy. So now his story that he's insisting and pressing upon everybody is that I've done that, committed adultery essentially. He's like those Pharisees that like pushed that lady in the circle and said, adulteress. It's so weird. It is so weird. Because this person claimed to be like a grace person, but really he's like a Pharisee, but really he's like neither of those things. I don't know what he is. He's just a narcissist. So, using religion as a weapon, I guess. So, yeah, he's telling everyone I slept with a swim teacher, and he also said that he called the YMCA, which I'm intending that everybody is fine. No one's life is getting destroyed, and whatever he's doing is just gonna make him look like an idiot. It's just gonna destroy him further. His own weapons can be turned against him, his own lies. So I have nothing to worry about in that respect. So yeah, he's telling people that. So there's not that many people he can smear me to, but they'll smear you to whoever they can, even strangers. Because when I first got married with him, he was smearing his ex to everyone, and I was like, dude, not like every like church thing we'd go to in the beginning, he'd have to talk about his ex and how evil she is and how she, you know, did X, Y, and Z, and he smeared her to saying that she was gay with her friend. So this is really shameful. It's really shameful how they can preach God, preach Jesus, and then turn around and say that you're gay, turn around and say that you slept with the swim teacher. And it's sad that they don't make that connection in their mind and say, well, hey, I don't know this for a fact. You know, I'm assuming that that's what could have happened. At least say, this is what I'm assuming happened. But for them to be saying those things as if it's a fact just shows you the lengths of their mental illness, their mental disorder, their mental instability. So there's more that I want to talk about with my experience, but I am not done processing this stuff. I still have ahead of me a divorce and all that fun stuff. But I'm confident, I'm courageous, and yeah, I just wanted to share that. I'm glad that there wasn't that many people they could smear me to, but you know what? like I said already, they'll smear you to everyone, even to strangers, until they become distracted and have a new family and a new source of supply. And even then, they're still going to be talking about you, because he was still talking about his ex, you know, within our marriage and stuff. And I already knew, and that was, you know, that was a red flag for me, because I was like, I know that there's two sides to the story, and you're just kind of keep saying how she's evil and this and that, and that she left you suddenly because of Monica or whatever. Oh, I didn't mean to say her name, my bad. Because of a friend. It's just like, no, like, a friend can't just come and destroy your marriage. Like, there has to be holes there. There has to be problems for that to happen, for a friend to come along and say, hey, you should leave this person. They're not treating you right, you know? So, of course, they're the victim mentality. They look for everything in the world outside of them to blame. Demons, oppression, your own emotional wounds, you know? It's everything but them. And I get it. Nobody wants to be blamed for anything, but their view is very imbalanced. And that's what I realized about him too, in reference to his ex. So I never like took on that with his story. I was just like, oh God, just, you know. Anyways, I'm rambling now. Take care.